Ah, that's better. What? Look, I realized, because it was bothering me, I was like, where are all my other transmogs? Because with the changes they made, you can access them, like, very early on now. And I was like, where are all these other transmogs at? And so what I did is I logged out and logged back in, and wouldn't you know it, the game acknowledged and recognized and allowed me to be able to add my other transmogs because, well, I'm sorry. Look, I farmed these warglaves a lot to get them to drop, to get them to be unlocked. I'm going to use them, okay? It's the warglaves of Azeroth. I spent a lot of time in farming them in the Black Temple. I'm going to use them. And I was like, okay, let me see if I can put together some, instead of just using a set, let me see if I can put something together from pieces I have. So, yes, I finally have the shoulders from Xavius from Emerald Nightmare. There's also the helm from the mythic set from Tomb of Sargeras. What I like about it, even though it looks a little silly, I mean, yes, it's a mask covering your eyes, but as we all know, demon hunters don't really need that because some of them are literally blind. But what I like about this is that this can actually be used as a weapon when you think about it. It's a blade on the front. You could literally just headbutt a demon and just kind of slice their face in half. It's really cool utility use when you think about it. I like this chest piece because it looks like that kind of like heart chest piece that Tony Stark had, except you can see it's like radiating fell energy. It's really cool looking. I really like it. Some of the other pieces, well, this is a legendary belt. These are the boots they're labeled as a legendary, but they also look very much the same as the mythic boots for the Demon Hunter from Nighthold. It's probably not the best looking transmog, but I was just kind of like, all right, let me use some of this, let me use a piece of this, use a piece of that. I also like that second sight set from Nighthold with the symbols on it. So, anyways, now that I've got my Warglaves of Azeroth, we're good to go.
We are all that stands between the Legion and annihilation.
Yes, Kane, yes. It is time. We have dealt the Legion's forces a crippling blow from which they will never recover. Quickly, let us mount up and take the fight to Tirana's command center.
Come on, let's get up there.
I like how they all use the same
Good luck to all of you. I will get the rest of us up there.
Thanks, Izal. I've captured a few Fellbats. They will be ready when you decide to fly up to the Legion command ship. White Moon, I'll be taking one of your Fellbats. We're going to get what we came here for.
If we do not meet again.
Die well. You as well. So yes, this eventually becomes our order hall for Legion. Gosh, look at the fell world in the background over there. Gosh, I love Blizzard's art team.
We are all that stands between the Legion and annihilation.
Can you sense her power? It will take all of you combined. Even so, I better go secure our way out of here. What's the matter, Sayani? You scared? Brood Queen Tirana is just ahead in the command center, command chamber. The others are already charged in. She has the Sargerai keystone in her possession. Finally, the object of all of our sacrifice is at hand.
I'll secure the exit portal back to the Black Temple once the others fly up here. Hurry. Kane has already launched
demon
the attack
hunters are
on Tirana.
nothing. The keystone wasn't. None can resist my kiss.
Corvus!
Come forth, my children. Feast upon our enemies.
Snap out of it, Corvus. Okay.
I need a target.
Gosh, I missed my dot. So, there's a talent that Demon Hunters, or Havoc Demon Hunters can get that makes it where every time you use Blade Dance, you apply a dot to your enemy.
It's too far away.
It does quite a bit of damage when you're able to use it off of a...
Feast upon our enemies.
Well, now it's a 13-second cooldown, but it used to be like a 4-second cooldown. So you're constantly applying
I don't
this
have a
stuff.
target.
Come on, come out of hiding. Hold on.
Closer.
There you are.
I'm out of range.
My lord,
Grab the keystone.
Sargeras!
Let's get to the portal down below and back to the Black Temple.
Alright. Gosh, look at all these little spiders all over the place. Gross. Alright. We pulled it off. Good job, everyone. We have what we came for. By the way, look at all the names here. I like how some of them already have their intended titles here. You know, the Flight Master. It was on a Raven Crest. I don't believe there's any relation to the other Raven Crest. Marius Felbane. I feel like there should be some other names here. Oh, by the way, I mentioned the Demon Hunter from the book. I want to make sure I got his name. Vandal. Vandal is the one from the book. So just to recap. So, Vandal's story actually goes back to Warcraft 3. He was a night elf who actually lived in Ashenvale, and then the Legion destroyed his village, and actually a Fellhound killed his son, Cariel. Vandal killed that Fellhound with a knife. Yes, he killed a Fellhound with a knife. He was just a night elf with a knife, but he just saw that thing kill his son, and he just destroyed it. He actually encountered Illidan not long after that, when he, came out of his house, and he thought Illidan was actually part of it, because at this point, well, one, the Night Elves are not fond of Illidan. Two, he may have already looked at, the way he does now by this point. The timeline, I actually forget when exactly this happened in Warcraft 3. But he actually attacked Illidan. Illidan easily fended him off, and he asked Vandal to serve him. He was impressed that he had killed a demon with only a hunting knife. Vandal did refuse, but Illidan told him to seek him out later if he truly sought vengeance for his son. Fast forward to the Burning Crusade, Vandal did seek out Illidan by finding a way to reach Outland and then scaling the walls of the Black Temple. Illidan welcomed him into his service, and he told him that he would find what he sought or he would die trying. Vandal did befriend some of the other demon hunters there, and in the process of becoming a demon hunter, he devoured the heart of a Fellhound to bind its soul to his own, and was forced to not only relive his memories of his son's death, but was shown visions of the infinite invincible might of the Burning Legion, just like Illidan was. Like the others, Vandal was so traumatized by what he saw that he clawed out his own eyes. By the way, I'm not saying this all off the top of my head. I actually am reading some of it from the Wowpedia page here, just to kind of remind myself and give the actual information here. Vandal was so traumatized by what he saw in that vision that he clawed out his own eyes. Thereafter, Vandal constantly heard the whispered thoughts of the demon whose soul that he had been bound, whose soul had been bound to his, tempting him not only to violence, but to join the Legion. When he later discovered that he was actually growing scaly patches of skin, he tried to carve them off, nearly bleeding to death before he was found by Illidan's broken servants and taken to a coma for healing. During a training bout with Ravel, one of the demon hunters there, the latter lost control and assumed his demon form, overpowering the wards meant to blunt their weapons. When Vandal realized that no one was going to step in to save him, he gave in to the demonic whispers and he killed Ravel, consuming his fallen foe's soul to heal his own wounds. Illidan named Vandal one of the leaders of his demon hunters, including him in his meetings with Akama and the Illidari Council. When not otherwise occupied, Vandal liked to walk the Black Temple's Grand Promenade, which would remind him of Ashenvale. Vandal was at Illidan's side not only during the invasion of Nathraza, the Nathrazim's homeworld, which in the book Illidan goes to and actually destroys, which was a huge blow to the Burning Legion, but also during a raid on a demonic caravan that first brought them into conflict with High Lord Cruel. When the Dark Portal was reopened and the armies of both the Horde and the Alliance, us, went into the Hellfire Peninsula, Vandal saw that Cruel was poised to destroy them and convinced Illidan to intervene, even holding his own for a time against the Doom Lord until Illidan struck the killing blow. When the forces of the Alliance, Horde, Aldor, Scryers, and Shatar assaulted the Black Temple, Vandal watched their enemies throwing themselves at the wall until he felt Illidan telepathically commanding him and the other demon hunters to join their master deep within the temple. Vandal sensed both the urgency of the call and the stirring of powerful magic within, but was prevented from joining his brethren when he encountered the Warden Maiev as he crossed the Illidari training grounds. Maiev attacked him and though he tried at first to convince her that he was not her enemy, she did not relent, because she's Maiev, and he was forced to defend himself, ultimately assuming his demon form to try and destroy her. He fell for a feint, however, and her blade cracked into his skull. Maiev left him to die as she headed into the temple to search for Illidan. Vandal's demonically enhanced endurance saved him, however, and he awoke sometime later to find the invaders celebrating Illidan's defeat. This is the very end of the book, by the way. Though he initially considered killing as many as he could before dying in battle against them, he faintly heard Illidan's voice telling him to prepare. Knowing that others must be trained in the war against the Burning Legion, Vandal slipped away into the night. And that's literally the last words in the Illidan book. That Vandal slipped into the shadows and vanished into the night. It's an awesome ending to the book. And I bring that up because we actually will encounter Vandal later. So it's just really cool continuity that with this book that then you encounter him in the game and you're like, hey, Vandal from the book. Hey, good to see you, you know? Now, I was hoping he was going to be here, but yeah, he's not. Remember, this is during the Black Temple raid, so of course he's not going to be here right now. He's actually at the Black Temple, as I just told you. He's probably knocked out at this point because, well, you're going to see, we're going back at a very, well, we're probably a little late getting back.
Lord Illidan knows the way.
We have accomplished the impossible. I must admit, I had my doubts about your leadership, but no more. Let's get back and put an end to the attack on the Black Temple. Lord Illidan awaits. Now that we have the keystone in our possession, there's just one last thing left to do.
My life is dedicated to destroying the Burning.
Quickly, use the Sargerite keystone. We must get back to the Black Temple before it's too late. Yeah, no, we would have already finished the raid at this point.
We must rejoin the fight at the Black Temple.
Yeah, at this point it's just a matter of seeing whether or not any of either of these dropped from Illidan. But yes, as it was said before, this keystone is literally the key to actually finishing off the Burning Legion once and for all, because as it was pointed out, this is literally a skeleton key to any of the Legion's worlds, which is why it becomes so important later on. As you invoke the power of the Sargerite keystone, the Fell portal is suffused with an otherworldly energy. It is time to return triumphant to the Black Temple and aid Lord Illidan in repelling the invading forces from Azeroth and Shattrath City. Could you imagine if they had somehow made it where during the Illidan fight, all of a sudden a bunch of demon hunters come through the portal from Mardoom to aid him during the boss fight? But
No. Lord Illidan has fallen.
Illidari! Avenge the Master!
You bear the mark of his corruption. And so the demon's blood within you will be your prison. Take them to the vault. There they shall be with the betrayer forever.
Well, that's unfortunate. Years later, after the events of Warlords, in the Broken Isles...
The time has come, Cortana. Prove your loyalty.
Hi, Gul'dan. And hi, Cortana.
Anu Dorini Tala.
The Legion has broken the seal! Quickly, sisters! Defend the vault! Lady Maev, we need you!
There is something I must do first. Illidari, I've spent my entire life as Keeper of the Wicked. Thousands of years, my only solace, knowing the world is kept safe from your kind. But I would do anything to save Azeroth. Even if it means releasing you. Will you help us, Demon Hunter?
Well, you've made it a little difficult, but if you're cool with it, I'm cool with it. What do you say, Maev? You wanna shake hands, bury the hatchet, let bygones be bygones? Let the past be in the past? Come on. Bring it in. Come on. Come on, give us a hug. No? Alright. I guess we'll have to work on that.
The Burning Legion will fall.
What is that bug? Oh, wait, that's right. If I'm getting new weapons, then it's gonna be like, nope. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put that back on. Thank you very much.
We cannot fight our way out of the vault alone. Two of your allies, Cain Sunfury and Altruist the Sufferer, are imprisoned within this room. Free them with haste. Their strength will be of great use to us.
I will need your help to stop Gul'dan. Free the other Illidari quickly.
So, I should also point out that there was a short story that came out that actually kind of helped explain or also set up something here in regards to Maev and Gul'dan. So, I wouldn't say minutes, but perhaps hours right before this happened, there was a short story that took place that involved Gul'dan, Maev, Khadgar, and even Kil'jaeden. It was basically helping explain how this invasion actually started here, where this Gul'dan, remember, one of the last times we actually saw Gul'dan was at the end of the Hellfire Citadel raid, and Archimonde was like, you made a pact, and Gul'dan disappeared, and Khadgar knew something was up. So Gul'dan, of course, made his way to our world and got in contact with the Legion and Kil'jaeden. And Kil'jaeden was basically telling him, alright, we need you to do this, to be able to open up the Fellstorm so that we can be able to invade. And Gul'dan said no. This Gul'dan, which is one of the reasons I actually like this version of Gul'dan as a character, apart from the fact that he's voiced by Troy Baker, he did not want to be a toady anymore. He didn't want to be following orders. He wanted to be the one who gave the orders. He wanted to be the one on top from now on. He was sick of taking orders from others. And he was like, I'm going to be the one that gives the orders now. I'm going to be the one who takes, who's in charge now, the top dog. And he had also found out what happened to the original Gul'dan, and he thought the Legion actually had betrayed him. And that's how Gul'dan got killed. And Kil'jaeden was like, no, that Gul'dan tried to betray us, which is what you're kind of trying to do right now. Kil'jaeden tried to reason with him and explain to him so that way he didn't just completely turn on them. Gul'dan didn't want to hear it. And he cut him off. He was like, you can't convince me. Cut him off. And the idea was that Gul'dan was going to absorb all this incredible Fel power from the tomb and then unleash it into the Fellstorm to open it up for the Legion to invade. Now, when he absorbed all this power, he was like one of the top 3 most powerful beings we've ever seen in this setting. Like, he could actually have taken on Kil'jaeden in a fight, like, with this kind of power. I mean, he's already, like, one of the more powerful warlocks, but not this powerful. This gave him a gigantic power boost. And he wanted to just hold on to it and keep it, you know. But here's where things get interesting. Khadgar Maiev encountered him and tried to, you know, fight him and stop him. The thing is, though, Gul'dan gets weirded out by this. Because he doesn't understand why they're fighting him. Because he's like, you know how powerful I am. You know I could kill you in a second if I wanted to. I could just, like, instantly kill you if I wanted to. But you're still fighting me. Why? Like, he can't comprehend the idea that they would actually fight him back when they know that he could kill them in a moment if he wanted to. And that's where Gul'dan starts to have a realization, which is interesting, that no matter what, and this is part of what has been a recurring constant theme in multiple expansions throughout World of Warcraft, is that we always fight back. No matter the force we face, whether it be the old gods, whether it be the Scourge, whether it be the Burning Legion, we always fight back. And this is why we have been getting stronger and stronger over time, because we have been having to do so in order to deal with these threats that keep constantly trying to kill us. And that's what Gul'dan realizes he'd be facing over time, continuing to be this top dog by himself. That there will always be other Khadgars or Maievs who will continue to fight him no matter what. So in that moment, Gul'dan realizes that if he remains the top dog, this is what he would constantly be facing. So in that moment, he decides, okay, you know what? They'll keep coming to fight me, but they can't do that against the Burning Legion. So he gives up on his ambition to be number 1. He opens up the Fellstorm, and then the Legion invades. And then he makes his way over here in order to be able to claim something on behalf of the Burning Legion, specifically for Sargeras. And that's why Maiev then made her way over here from the Tomb of Sargeras to this place, realizing, okay, this is bad. The Burning Legion is back. I need to let the Illidari out. We need the Demon Hunters on our side. So that's part of the setup of how this kind of help came to be, and why you'll notice some like interactions between Maiev and Gul'dan where they actually like recognize each other and know each other. Now Cordana, well, that's a different story because, well, Warlords was such a mess writing-wise and was just outright abandoned by the writers to work on Legion that they never really got time to really flesh out Cordana when it came to her story and how she eventually went from being one of the Wardens to betraying us and joining the Burning Legion. So let's let these two out.
How many years were wasted in that cell?
So this is Altruis. He's awesome. Now, I didn't know this at the time that I first played this. Altruis has actually been around since Burning Crusade. He was actually a quest giver, if I recall, back in Burning Crusade. I didn't know about this back when I first played this. Like, I really didn't know. I really did not get to the quest involving Altruis in Burning Crusade when I actually did the questing there. But yeah, he's actually pretty cool. And yes, he's actually one of those who actually, you can see he's got the blindfold on. But then again, that's very common amongst almost pretty much all the Demon Hunters, with the idea is that with the vision they saw when they became Demon Hunters, they lost their actual eyes, but they don't need it because they have spectral sight to be able to let them see the demons, you know, anything that has, you know, demonic energy and such a lot better than others can. Hi, Kane.
Awake? How is this possible? Why did you let that one free? He opposed Lord Illidan.
It has been a long time, Kane. I still believe in the cause. But I do not blindly follow anyone, even Illidan.
Why would Maya free us? There could only be one reason.
The Legion is here!
Oh, hey, look. I lost the other warglaves. You can repair, but you can't sell stuff. So, this is the choice I was alluding to earlier. Yeah, the upcoming choice later on between Kain and Altruis. And it's not very clear evident, you know, what this choice actually results in later on. But it involves a comma. Now, the first time I went through this, you know, I went there with the mindset that they were, you know... I had this perception, I think, back then that I didn't understand why people would, you know, not understand, you know, Illidan or think that he was going wrong. It didn't hit me that they were referring to the Illidan that we saw in BC, which was odd and strange. Like, that was a version of Illidan that didn't make sense. And that's mainly why Altruis was like, no, you know, when it came to that version of Illidan. Whereas Kain was just following Illidan regardless. Yeah. So anyways.
I have sacrificed everything.
Actually, hold on.
My life is dedicated to destroying the Burning Legion.
In the end, I could not follow Illidan's ways. He was falling to the demonic taint and becoming more like his sworn enemies. So many years of imprisonment has left us weak. The vault is overrun with demons. Kill them and gather their souls to regain your strength.
Time for answers later. There are demons to kill.
So, Kain.
Azeroth must not fall.
I am suspicious of Altruis's motivations, but for now, we have the same goal, getting out of this prison. But hold on, though. Why don't you like Altruis? Or why don't you get along with him? Many years ago, during Lord Illidan's time at the Black Temple, Altruis the Sufferer split from our leader and the Demon Hunters. Believing that Illidan had become the very thing that he hated, Altruis then began a sinister campaign to orchestrate our master's downfall. That's referring to some of the quests that we did in Burning Crusade involving Altruis. He was instrumental in the deaths of 4 of our comrades, Alandian, Thuris, Netheril, and Veridis. Yeah, given what we find out about Veridis later, he probably deserved that. These were our teachers, our brothers and sisters, and for that, I cannot forgive him. I will say this, I do love the bond that the Demon Hunters have of camaraderie and, just this brotherhood, compared to, say, the Death Knights, where at times it doesn't feel that way, but yet some of them do try to feel that way. But it just seems like there's more camaraderie and a sense of family and a closer bond with the Demon Hunters than there is with other groups like the Death Knights, you know? Which makes a lot of sense, given their circumstances. Look down there. We are vastly outnumbered. We will need more allies on our side if we are to escape from here intact. Free the other Illidari imprisoned within the cells of this chamber. We will need everyone to escape this place alive.
The demons aim to destroy our world. We need to release our allies.
Don't worry, I'll ask Altruis about his beef with Kain later.
My blades are ready. I will check on the situation ahead.
Thanks, Lyanna. Good to see you.
I hope Maev was right about freeing you, demon.
I can't attack
Go
that.
on. I will hold the line.
Don't worry. I'll try and put those concerns of yours at ease.
It's too far away.
I'm sorry, that's never gonna get old for me. I'm never gonna be able to not find that a whole bunch of fun.
I can't attack that target.
Let's close that portal.
I'm out of range.
We are all.
Now, let's see. Where are my... Ah, hello.
I need to
Lord
get closer.
Gul'dan will lead us to victory.
Don't worry, Marana. I got your back.
Stop us. Your world is the last standing. It too will be purged. All goes according to his plan.
Uh-huh, sure. Jace!
Go ahead and secure the elevators.
Okay, but just so you know right now, when we get to Dalaran, I am dragging you to the barber shop. I'm gonna get you a haircut, pal. But I like my hair. I don't care. We're getting it fixed. Hello, Sayana.
Years and years with only the voices in my head. I thought I would go insane.
Oh, don't worry. You won't go insane until we get to Azuna. So yeah, it didn't happen out of nowhere. They've been very subtly hinting at this eventual betrayal from Sayana throughout. Asha.
It feels good to move again. Thank you.
Yeah, we've been stuck in a form of stasis this whole time. Yeah. By the way, notice that the portals keep reopening. It's a nice touch to really help continue to emphasize the threat of the Burning Legion. That you may think, oh yeah, we'll finish them off easily, and then they just keep coming and coming and coming, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's relentless. And he's like, yeah, that's part of the point. Alari!
The Wardens seek our help? Things must be desperate.
Yeah, no kidding. Corvus!
It's been a long time since Mardoom. I am ready for another fight.
Nice.
I sense demons nearby. After all that time in stasis, I am ready to hunt.
Good, we need you, Marius.
Mortal flesh parts so easily.
Level 14.
We will need weapons and supplies if we are to break out of here. I am on it.
Thanks, Valara. I believe she's one of the provisioners, which is why she's like, oh, don't worry, I'll go after, you know, getting us some supplies. And yes, that was Jennifer Hale.
So the desperate warden has turned to her enemies. Give up, Demon Hunter. If you hope to escape the vault, you will have to face me.
Oh no. A Archimonde wannabe. He's even got the headpiece from Archimonde. I am Basilisk. I'm an Lord of the Burning Legion.
Gul'dan could never access this chamber. One of my wardens has betrayed me!
I, too, have felt betrayal by my own kind.
Shut up, Kane.
We are all that stands between the Legion and annihilation.
Hold on. Altruis, before we continue, I need to ask. What's going on with you and Kane? Kane has always been a loyal soldier, a fearless leader, and a master strategist. However, I believe that his loyalty to Illidan blinded him. As Illidan's power grew, he started losing control to the demonic energy that he had absorbed. I knew my actions could be construed as betrayal, but I was only doing what I thought was right. Now Kane is starting down the same path. Such a man should not lead the Illidari. Oh, don't worry, neither of you are going to be leading. That's going to be me. Because this is Legion. We actually get to be the relevant leaders of our groups. Of our classes, anyway. I see the color has returned to your face.
I have sacrificed everything. What have you given?
Kane, it's me. We always knew the Illidari would be called upon to defend this world. It is why we sacrificed everything to become what we are.
The Wardens are watching.
After his defeat of the Black Temple, we brought Illidan's lifeless body here to be interred forever within the vault.
Why, Maiev? Because you're that spiteful? That's seriously what happened. She came back to the Black Temple after we left and defeated Illidan, and dragged his corpse here just to spite him. Just being like, oh, you don't want to be back in my prison again? Well, too bad. And his corpse has been sitting here in her prison, the same prison that she had him in, by the way, just to spite him. Gosh, I hate Maiev.
Gul'dan has found his way through our defenses and is trying to steal the betrayer's corpse. Even in death, Illidan's body can be used by the Burning Legion. Gul'dan cannot succeed.
Hey, this is where I get Vengeful Retreat.
Stay
crucial in the fight against Mythic Rathian.
Illidan's Storm Rage. At last, I meet the great betrayer.
So he is the key to Azeroth's downfall.
Soon. The body is cold, but his soul is not done fighting. We have work to do before he is ready.
Hurry then. The Wardens are coming with the Illidari in tow.
Ooh, they are desperate. Illidan, now you belong to the Legion.
And of course, this carries over to what we see in the Nighthold raid.
Cordana! You will answer to the High Council for this!
Judge me all you like, sister. But you cannot stop us.
You are too late, Warden. This vault will be your tomb.
Demon Hunters, you have to survive. Find the one named Archmage Khadgar. You can trust him. Illidan is still my charge!
Maiev.
I fought as hard as the rest of you, but I did not murder thousands of innocents.
Okay, hold on, we gotta sit here and wait for them to respawn because another player already killed them. But yeah, that's what I was referring to. The fact that she would be talking about how we can trust Khadgar because of the, the fact that the two of them were working together to try and fight off Gul'dan. But also, in reference to Cordana, Xal'atath, the Shadow Priest dagger, actually hints that Cordana had actually turned against us and joined the Legion perhaps a long time ago. Because Zaltath, I believe the quote is something along the lines of, when do you suppose she turned? Centuries ago? You know, just basically hinting at that very thing. Gosh, even Cain and Altruist is... Okay, here we go.
It's too far away.
Just like old times, eh, Cain?
Do not speak to me of old
I'm out of
times,
range.
Altruist. You betrayed Illidan.
It's too
You
far
betrayed
away.
us all!
After 10,000 years of imprisonment, Illidan succumbed to the fell energy within. When he was freed, he was not in his right mind.
He was fighting it, as we all do. He needed
You
us to
followed
have faith in
Illidan
him,
blindly like a
Altruist.
dog, even when he lost his...
He made the hard choices. He sacrificed everything. What did you give?
I fought as hard as the rest of you, but I did not murder thousands of innocents.
So yeah, this kind of hints at as to why I didn't acknowledge the credit I got. Strange. Gosh, don't tell me this is bugged. But yeah, yeah, what Altruist is referring to is what some of us, you know, have been kind of theorizing and wondering as to, an in-lore reason as to why it was that Illidan just all of a sudden became this mustache-twirling, ridiculously, you know, evil villain, when that was really never the actual case, you know, when it came to his character, you know? And it was just like, what in the world, you know? I'm not entirely sure what exactly is going on here. But hey, now we've got multiple players joining in, so sure.
I need to get closer.
Hopefully this will actually give me the credit.
Imprisonment. Illidan
Didn't for some reason before,
energy
so.
within. When he was freed, he was not in his right mind.
He was fighting it, as we all do. He needed us to have faith in
You
him,
followed
Altruist.
Illidan blindly.
Will you stop knocking me
When
back?
he lost his...
He made the hard choices. He sacrificed everything. What did you give?
I need to
I fought
target
as hard as the
something
rest
first.
of you, but I
There we go. Gave me the
murder
credit.
thousands of innocents.
Lord Illidan knows the way.
Excellent. You have absorbed the powers of these brutes. Look how strong you have grown. And I just grew even stronger. Because now I've got my talents. So I guess this is also now a good time for me to discuss the way they've done the talents here. So this used to be the talent to just get Immolation Aura before it was baseline for Havoc. Now they've made it where you can actually have it where it generates even more Fury over time. So in case you're curious, this is actually the talent I was referring to, where it actually does a dot where it applies chaos damage over a span of 4 seconds. And again, when it was on back like on a 5-second cooldown or such, that's a lot of dot damage from that. As we would usually notice whenever we took a look at our, you know, the stats and such. After we did a run of the raid, we would, you know, look at the logs and be like, oh, look at how much damage my dot did. You know, stuff like that. Or on the DPS meters. So, if I recall, my build used to be Demonic Appetite here. This was just to get Immolation Aura. I think Burning Hatred will probably still be the go-to because this just buffs the basic attack Demon Bite instead of, you know, Immolation Aura. Trail of Ruin. It used to be Soul Rending, but then I had another Demon Hunter guildmate tell me, you know, Netherwalk, this used to have a 2-minute cooldown. Now it's a 3-minute cooldown. Because this was a way to gain basically invincibility, where you got immune to damage, and it would be a nice way to kind of, you know, avoid certain things. It was a very good defensive. And he told me about how having that Netherwalk just handy, ready to go, even if it's a big cooldown, at a moment's notice, is really helpful. I believe it was either Cycle of Hatred or First Blood would have been our talent here. Unleashed Power to remove, and then Demonic to be able to get that extra little bit of time in a Metamorphosis. That was my go-to build, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up Demonic Appetite, because, if they didn't change it, why should I, And it worked out pretty well for me, so... You heard what Maiev said. We need to get out of here. There is an elevator shaft to the far end of these caverns. Let us make our way there. But I do want to just keep sticking to this, what they were talking about. And Altruist, of course, is referring to some of the events that happened before, where whether or not he's referring to how they are depicted in Burning Crusade or how they are depicted in the Illidan book are different things, because Altruist is supposed to be the character that has the perspective that he still remembers how things were in Burning Crusade, without the extra context of what we now know as the players and the readers from who have seen some of the other stuff. Like I said, the Illidan book really helped flesh some of this stuff out. And that was part of the reason why I was kind of going against Altruist the first time I did this, because I didn't understand the perspective that they had him coming from during this time. So we're actually kind of getting closer to the end here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, and then we are going to finish the Demon Hunter Starter Zone when we return. Stay tuned.